Hello, my lovely peaches. Today I want to share why I don't agree with having medication to free yourself from like depression and anxiety and stuff. Of course, there's always a time and place for it, and I'm no medical professional and I'm not telling you not to take it if it is something that's helping you, but here is my opinion and here is everything that's helped me personally to heal from anorexia, anxiety, depression, OCD, bulimia, dyslexia, lots of different diagnoses, just the ways that I've been able to cope that have not involved medication. So we are currently out just on a beautiful sunny day, sitting in this middle little spot that looked nice and grassy, and yeah, I don't know, I like to find whatever place feels right, whatever place feels comfy to film a video out in nature for you guys and connect not only with nature but with myself and with all of you wonderful souls that make me so happy to be alive and to be able to fulfill my purpose and my mission each and every day. And today's video is one that I've been procrastinating for a while because I have so much to say about this topic. I remember, or even just when I was in hospital, constantly the psychologist was telling me to go on medication and that medication was the only thing that was going to help my anxiety, or that it was the only thing that was going to help my eating disorder. And there was a long time where I did take medication. I think at least 2 years I was consistently taking a pill. I was taking sertraline, and this was when I was about 13 years old. When I was first struggling with my eating disorder, and I am grateful for that time that I did have medication because I didn't know about any other alternative ways of coping, and I didn't know about all the holistic healing practices that I follow now. So there is a time and place for it, but now that I do know all the other ways of healing that are going to be so much more holistic and so much more fulfilling long term for you to have freedom, I would never ever want to suggest medication for someone. Not that I could, not that I can prescribe anything. I know, like I said, I'm not a doctor or anything here, but just sharing from my own experience, the things that have been the most transformative to me have not been medication or prescriptions or any forced sort of protocols and things. The things that have been most transformative to me are, I'm gonna get into it really soon, but first, my backstory. So when I first went on medication when I was younger, I didn't think there was another choice, because being in hospital, that was forced since I was too young to make my own decisions, or too ill to make your own decisions, and wasn't allowed to see anyone, and I didn't have any choice in anything. So I believed that I didn't have a choice in medication, and that's what I was basically told by my mom and stuff, because that's what they wanted me to take, or that's what they wanted me to do. So I just did it, and I didn't feel very good about it because I didn't want to be masking the problem. I wanted to get to the root of the problem, and my fears at the time were that medication would be changing how I show up as a person. I didn't want to be anyone different. I wanted to learn how to love who I really was. And holy crap, there are so many ants on my shoe. But I'm not even freaking out about it. We got some healthy coping mechanisms going on here. It's worth it for you guys. Anyways, I was not very happy about it, and then eventually when I realized after I was at the healthiest place I've ever been, I recovered, and I felt like the medication was working in a way, because at the same time that's when I was starting to eat more, starting to be more social, starting to find the things that I absolutely love about life, and starting to find those internal motivations to want to recover. And as all of those things happened, I think that's the true thing that really helped me to really love life around that time. I went to a new hospital rather than being alone in hospital. I went to an actual treatment center, and there was other people that were going through it, so I was able to help others, and that filled me with so much joy. And I was able to have groups each day and express my voice and just find who I really was outside of my eating disorder. And I was eating more, so I was having more energy. And I can't even explain the shift that happens when you do start eating more after you've been restricting yourself for a while. you feel like a new person. You have so much energy. You're like dancing around each day. You just feel alive. And because I felt that good, I was afraid to ever stop taking the medication. But a couple years passed and I had already gone vegan and all of that, and I was just in the best place mentally. I was in a relationship, and a very healthy relationship, and everything was just in a really good spot where I was like, okay, like I don't really feel like, do I really need to be taking this orange pill every night? So I went through a period of, to be honest, like hiding my medication so that my parents didn't know that I was going off of it. And then eventually I was just like, okay, well, I've been off of it for like a month, and it's like my parents just need to know eventually. I don't really know exactly what happened with that. It was a really long time ago now, and like that's why I wish that I was filming videos back then, because I always think like, oh, there'll be a better time to film a video and blah blah blah, but then your mental headspace is on so many other new things. Like each day I learn so much. Each month I'm a completely different person, but each day, each hour I'm a completely different person, because I'm always learning and I'm always growing and I'm always evolving. So whenever you're questioning that, like the right time to do something is always now. But back to what I was saying, I wanted to see if I could feel myself even without the medication, so that I knew that I was fully recovered and that I could handle anything that came up. And this was amazing because I didn't feel any different when I went off the medication. I think there might have been like a little bit of withdrawal at first, but mainly like just like hormonal fluctuations and whatever else was going on in life. Things felt pretty good, and I think things did start to get a little bit harder after I went off medication. But the amazing thing was that I was able to address those root issues, and because I was able to address those root issues, I didn't need to mask it with a pill anymore. I knew that I could actually be free, and that without the medication, I was getting to those issues. I didn't need to mask it anymore. I just felt so free knowing that I was actually free, and that there was nothing else that was just like pretending to be like that was masking what I knew deep down that I could handle in healthier ways. And I think that's what it allowed me to do. Like I got even more into yoga, I got even more into self-care, I got more into wanting to serve others. Like everything just got a lot better because I was finally able to address those root issues. And medication doesn't change your circumstances, it just changes chemicals in your brain. But when you can finally change those circumstances, then automatically you're gonna feel so much better each day. You're gonna have so much more energy each day, and you're gonna have those habits that are gonna allow you to live a happy life for the rest of your life, versus taking something each day and always maybe having that feeling that you're not fully healed yet. Like I think that's the biggest thing for me. I just wanted to be fully healed, and I promise you that you can get there. And I'm gonna share with you my acronym for what MED stands for. For me personally, if I would be like not feeling great, I think the best type of medication will be those 4 things. And then I'll also share my acronym for FIT, what I think it really means to be fit, which isn't just the physical stuff. So let's get into that. So for my medication-free holistic healing, the M stands first for meditation and mindfulness. So this being having some sort of practice for you that allows you to just be present and still and able to observe your thoughts, not as who you are, but being the observer of your thoughts and not judging them, but just letting them pass and only choosing to dive deeper into the thoughts that serve you, letting go of the ones that don't serve you. And with mindfulness, that's taking the time to be still, taking the time to be present, whether that be when you're eating or whether that be when you go for a little walk or when you get outside in nature. Things like that are very, very powerful. Other things that the M stands for is mindset, of course, which is the most important when it comes to mental health, and also motivation. So with mindset, that's going to come down to things like being grateful, having gratitude each day, maybe having a gratitude list, being able to talk yourself out of anything to do with self-doubt, and listening to things that are going to empower you each day. With motivation, that doesn't mean just finding inspiration and things that are going to quickly come and then quickly leave. Motivation means finding that deep internal reason why you're doing things, so that that doesn't leave you, so that you're left feeling more stable with your energy and your reason why, and just feeling good and consecutively each day, because you have that deeper driving force that's not going to be inconsistent, that can't be influenced by any little mood swings or anything, because you know deep down that you have a purpose and that you have a mission. And lastly, for what the M stands for, is having meaning for what you're doing, and also being able to create momentum. So making sure that whatever reason that you have that's motivating you, and whatever reason you have that you're keeping to have a good mindset, that it has actual deep meaning, not only for you but for others, and that it's going to drive you forward, because that's what's going to give you that momentum. And when we have momentum, holy crap, there's so many mosquitoes, that's going to drive you, and it's going to motivate you even more, just seeing the progress that you're making. So yeah, acknowledge your progress, and with mindset, like, and mindfulness and everything, like, you want to take time for stillness too. And if you think of it, even stillness is a goal. Even stillness is like a thing to progress with. So don't think you're doing nothing. Like, doing things that are slow is also still you progressing, you filling yourself up, and you working towards your goals of being the happiest version of you, because joy and enthusiasm and love and just being grounded and being true to who you are, like, there's nothing more important. Now for the 4 E's of the M-E, the E in meds, is going to be, the first one is exercise. So when we can move our bodies and allow ourselves that freedom to get lost in movement, and even just all the psychological and physiological things that occur when we do move, that's going to allow you to be mentally free and not need to be taking medication, because it's automatically going to be producing dopamine. And yeah, just having any sort of exercise for you personally that makes you feel your best is so dang important, because it changes our mental state. Like, honestly, like, as soon as I move in the morning and I start doing a little bit of yoga or a little bit of stretching, I'm instantly into a whole positive state, ready to take on the day, super motivated. And I think our movement and our motivation is going to go hand in hand. So yes, exercise, and also, of course, allowing that rest when you need it, and being able to tune into your body, which goes into the mindfulness practice. The second E in the meds is having emotional reasons for why you're doing things, so that you can attach feeling to your goals. Because when we can feel like we already have achieved those things that we want to achieve, it's going to be so much easier to get them. And when we can have emotional reasons why we go after what we're going after, that's going to drive us internally. Like, emotions are our deepest driving force, and the better, like, even if you've gone through hard things, if you can reframe them, give them a powerful meaning that's going to drive you forward, like, that emotional drive that you get when you've been through something hard, that's an advantage, that's an edge that you deserve to bring forward with you. And yeah, like, recognize that your emotions aren't even you, that you can control your emotions through the thoughts that you think and through the way that you reframe your circumstances. The third E is excitement. So being able to have something to look forward to is going to help you so much with anxiety, depression, and eating disorder, with just ultimately like feeling low or not feeling as motivated. If you have something to look forward to, that's going to drive you so much. And just being excited about the goals that you have for your future, like, that's what's going to make you get out of bed each morning, feel motivated, feel like you have purpose, feel driven, and we all deserve to have that excitement in our lives. The last one is expansion. Being able to feel each day that you are growing and that you are becoming who you desire to be, because any time that we go through a day and we get nothing done and we just feel like we're The opposite of expanding, like contracting. We don't want to feel like that. The best that we're ever going to feel is when we're expanding, when we're going towards our goals, when we're helping others, when we're becoming more of who we know deep down that we deserve to be. So cultivate expansion in your life in the best way that you can. Expand your heart, open your heart. Expand your awareness. Expand your compassion. Expand your ability to cope with mosquitoes that are really hurting you. Expand your mind and feel like when we're able to be learning each day, that feels absolutely incredible. And just keep feeling those in the state of who you want to become, and you'll already be that person. Like our emotions, our feelings, they're so powerful. They're not something to run from. They're not something to hide from. There's something to tune into. There's something to be intuitive with. And yeah, that brings me to the D of meds for holistically being able to heal. We've got 2 for this one. And the first one is diet. When you are eating more, you're automatically gonna have more energy, you're gonna have more motivation, you're gonna have a better mindset, you're gonna be able to enjoy mindfulness practices, you're gonna be able to visualize your future more, you're gonna have more excitement for living. Like all of those things that we just talked about, they're not possible unless you have enough food. And when it comes to diet, also think about the fact that when you're eating a diet that's like really processed foods, and like I don't like to like get too deep into that, because I know that the biggest part of our health is actually our relationships, and we get so much energy from things like that. And like if you're guilty about what you're eating, that's gonna affect you so much worse than just having like a donut or something that's less healthy. But with all that said, you do need to understand that food with it carries frequencies, and if we're constantly consuming death and animals, how do you think that's gonna feel internally for like our organs and everything? And when you're able to start eating nutritious foods and whole foods, like that's absolutely changed my life. I have so much energy from eating so much fruit, so much veggies, so much beans, so much grains, so much healthy fats. Like I eat all things whole foods, and I still allow those treats for my mental health as well. And yeah, just making sure that your diet is supporting your mental health is so dang important, because when I was living on freaking Mr. Noodles and McDonald's every day, like I didn't have much energy, and it's literally insane how much our mental health is attached to our physical health. So that's why like diet and exercise comes into play. Like you need to be in a healthy body to have a healthy mind. And the second one is daily habits, because what I have found is it's really easy to get overwhelmed with your goals. Say you want to get really big biceps, and it doesn't seem like it's possible. But if you just break it down and you do little things each day, that's how it's going to be made possible, versus getting overwhelmed and then just quitting right away. Like we need to be able to stick with it daily and make it non-overwhelming, and also keep it fun. And the way that we do that is by setting those time limits. I never ever want my clients to be working out more than an hour, because it just becomes really overwhelming and then we don't even start. So yeah, recognizing daily habits are super important. Like each morning I stretch, and that's what's allowed me to become so flexible, even if it's only 10 minutes a day. Like that adds up to amazing results. So just having those daily habits, and even like morning and evening routines, maybe different supplements that you take, like things like that, that allow you to be the best version of you, and that add up, and that give you that consistency and that drive each day, knowing that you are on the path to exactly where you want to go, and just being able to trust that. And that brings me into the next one, which is the S, because I want you to understand with the daily habits that progress is what makes us feel alive. If we're not progressing, no one feels very great. So just understanding that it's not about getting to an end goal, it's about enjoying the journey. Oh my goodness. Even if you're getting eaten by mosquitoes. I'm doing this for you guys. I need to get my message out there, or I do not feel very great, because I know that I have lots to give, and I know that you guys are impacted by what I share. So I will do it no matter how hard it sometimes is. But we always enjoy the journey of progressing. If we were just being stagnant, we wouldn't feel that great. So don't think that you're gonna feel amazing as soon as you reach some sort of end goal. It just doesn't happen. Like, yes, celebrate your success, root it into yourself, and be able to carry that momentum forward. But recognize that you need to have fun on the journey, because that's all there ever is. That's all there ever will be. We only ever have the now. And yeah, I could go on and on and on about that. But for our last letter, which is the S for holistically healing yourself without medication, the S has 3. The first one is sleep. People really underestimate the power of sleep. Like, if I am not getting at least 7 hours, but usually at least 8 hours of sleep, I do not feel like myself. I start to get really depressed. I start to get really anxious. I will just be burnt out and unable to serve and unable to maintain relationships and unable to be sticking to those daily habits. Like, if you're not sleeping, then you're not going to be able to do all those things that we just went over. The second one is supplements. So if you're following a vegan diet, like making sure to get B12, even if you are a meat eater, you should. Being able to check your lab work, make sure you're not like low on iron or anything like that. Taking vitamin D for the mood, and things that I love for my mood personally, like I've been taking ashwagandha, and I'll take like turmeric for helping with digestion, because our gut health is related to our psychological health. And as well, like taking a multivitamin, just making sure, and also having like that psychological freedom, knowing that you are getting enough with your food, but just having like that backup, knowing that you are getting, even if you do miss having like not as many greens that day, that you still had a multivitamin, and just like, I think that reassurance can be nice as well. And the third one is service, as well as connection with motivating people. So making sure that you always surround yourself with a supportive system of people who want to see you getting to the best version of you, not just people that are telling you to slow down and get comfortable, or that you're not capable of something, or people that are going to be telling you that you're crazy or anything like that. Like, finding people that get where you're coming from, and finding people that are going to motivate you and make you excited each day to live and to choose recovery, and just people that are going to be a good influence. And hello, lovely peaches. My phone actually died when I was in the middle of nature, so we have driven home now. But with service, what I mean is finding some sort of way that you contribute. It feels absolutely amazing to find our own purpose, to finally feel fulfilled and happy with who we are. But nothing feels better than finding your purpose and then giving it away. Finding what makes you happy and then spreading that happiness to others. Finding what brings you joy and bringing that joy to others. Finding those things that make you healthy and sharing it with others. Like, nothing feels better than living not only for ourselves, but for other people. So always keep that in mind, that if you're ever feeling low, if you're looking for something, give that to someone else. If you're feeling lonely, there's going to be other people that are feeling lonely. So how can you give? Because whatever you give to others, you will receive. I promise you. So I know that was a lot to take in, but don't worry. I will give a little bit of a summary so that you can remember the acronym for MEDS, how you can be holistically able to heal and feel fully alive and fully free to be yourself, and to be free from any sort of limiting diagnosis that's not even freaking true. So I hope this is helpful for you guys, and I'm actually going to save the FIT acronym for what I believe would be holistic fitness for a separate video, so that I can dive deeper into it, and so that you're not overwhelmed with all of this. But do remember, even if there's only one thing that you can take from this video, take it and use it to the best of your ability. It's better to use only just one thing than to get overwhelmed from all of the things and then not even do anything. So even take one thing. So the first M had 7, which was the motivation and manifestation, which is meditation, mindfulness, mindset, manifestation, and motivation with meaning for momentum. But how you can remember the first M is what it ultimately comes down to, which is mindset. So M make sure for being able to holistically heal that your mindset is right. And all those other things that we mentioned for the M's are just tools to allow your mindset to be at their most optimal. All my 4 words for the acronyms, what it really comes down to is those 4 first words that I mentioned, but the ones that come after it are the mindset that allow you to access that. And that's what's the most important about it, and that's why I added on to it with more of that. So do keep in mind, above all, that mindset is the most important. I really hope that this is super helpful for you guys, and that it will assist you in holistically healing from any sort of diagnosis or limiting belief or mindset flunk that you're in, so that you can understand that it's all about mindset, it's all about perspective, it's all about what we do with circumstances. Any sort of thing that looks like a disadvantage, we can reframe that and make it our advantage. You need to understand that you're not held back. The only thing that's holding you back is you. And when you can take back control, and when you can understand that you're the reason why you are the way you are, then you get to take back power. You get to take back control. You get to become who you deserve to be. So stop holding yourself back. Start focusing on these 4 holistic ways to heal, and I promise you that you'll be free. For E, we had 4 E's, which is exercise, emotion, expansion, and excitement. What E really comes down to would be the exercise, because everything to do with expansion and excitement, like that's what you need to be reaching those fitness goals. But that all still kind of falls back right into mindset. So E would be exercise. The 2 for D is diet and daily habits. What we will say for this one would be the diet, because ultimately what we eat each day, what we're fueling ourselves with each day, mentally and physically, comes down to those daily habits. So yeah, D, diet, getting that right. And the 3 for the S was sleep, supplements, and service. What this ultimately comes down to would be sleep, because without sleep, we're not going to be able to, like, no supplement can supplement for your sleep. So you can't out supplement your sleep with a bunch of caffeine or anything like that. Like, that's just going to lead to crashes. So definitely the sleep is needed the sleep would be the most important supplement that you could ever take. You can't supplement your sleep. And you can't be of service if you are not getting enough sleep and you're not taking care of yourself with your mindset, your physical exercise, and being able to have enough food with your diet and then enough sleep so that you can function as a normal human. So yeah, that's the 4. That's the 4 for MEDS. That's what meds should be if you want to be holistically healing and not reliant on a pill. Mindset, exercise, diet, sleep. Repeat. Mindset. Keep your mindset good, keep your exercise, keep your diet, keep your sleep good, and you will be able to have that unstoppable mindset, that unstoppable feeling of happiness and energy and excitement and freedom and passion and mission and service. You'll have it all if you just stick to those 4 things. Keep motivated to follow through with that. And I'm wishing you the absolute best in your journey, and I will see you in my next video tomorrow. If you haven't already, get my free ebook below. I also have other free mindset tools below that can really help you to become your happiest, healthiest, strongest, and to live the best possible life that you can live, because we only get one life. Sending you all my love, and I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye guys!